You guys, I know I need to calm down a bit. This game was close to being perfect if it wasn't for those final 5 minutes. But you know what? There's a lot more positives to talk about. I'll speak about the final 5 minutes later on in the match review. But wow. Now, before I get into things, if you do like today's video, do not forget to smash that like button. Help me get over 2,500 likes for today's video. Honestly, you guys, this really does feel so surreal. For guys that have been watching my channel for years now, you've heard me speak about the future. You've heard me speak about how I want us to start relying on and giving opportunities to our academy players, because I've always known that these guys were always good enough. You can't be winning tournaments, trophies, European Cups at youth level time and time again by accident. This does not happen by accident. In football, nothing happens by luck. It takes careful planning, strategy, and a lot of work and a lot of effort. And I thought that with how we've created such a world-class academy, maybe one of the best, if not the best in the world, why are we not translating this to the first team? Now, you guys, I don't have to worry about theories like this because I'm actually seeing it with my own two eyes. We honestly just tore apart Burnley today. And it feels a shame that this was not a perfect performance because of those 2 goals at the end in the final 5 minutes. Oh, it's annoying. I'm going to speak about that, but I'm going to keep that at the end of the match review. Of course, there's a lot more positive things to focus on. And one of the major positives for today's game has been Christian Pulisic. Now, you guys, I want to say thank you to the Chelsea boards. Thank you to Marina for taking it into their own hands to sign Christian Pulisic. Now, of course, at the start, a few of us did have reservations because during that time, we never knew if Hazard was still going to stay or leave. And during that time, we never knew if Hudson-Odoi was going to stay or if he was going to leave. Now we know those answers. Hazard left, Hudson-Odoi is still here. And the signing of Christian Pulisic was really a masterstroke. I mean, honestly, you guys, his performance today, I was so happy for him. So happy for him because I've kept my message from the start. I am not going to patronize any players. We knew that Christian had ability. For me, at the time, he was showing glimpses of it, but he wasn't showing this consistently all the time. Now he is, and I really feel like we need to thank Frank Lampard for that. But before I can even continue on with this match review, today's video is brought to you by the OneFootball app. If you do download the OneFootball app right now, you guys, you'll be able to vote for your man of the match. I can imagine that so many people are going to vote for Christian because obviously he was the man of the match today. Of course, let's see how many people are going to vote. If you guys want to be another person that votes for Christian, you can do that with the OneFootball app. You'll find it in the link in the description below. Christian Pulisic, I need to focus on this guy for at least a few minutes. Now, today, perfect Pulisic scored the perfect hat-trick. Left foot, right foot. I mean, the guy even took the piss and scored with his head. I was thinking in my head, is Christian going to do this? It happens to be his day. Now, I'm not a betting man, but tell me this. Is it really ironic that Christian performs today? He scores a hat-trick for the first time ever in his career. A day after Kanye releases Jesus is King? I don't think so. And tonight, Christian showed us why we needed to keep the faith in the player. Christian today, from the first minute, you could see that intensity in him. But what I really loved about Christian today is that he's always been the assister. He's always been the creator. A few times this season, he has made some shocking misses. But today, Christian played with confidence. Christian played to prove a message as well. And he looked to take every opportunity for himself. Today, it wasn't about creating for someone else. It was about making a name for himself. It was about taking responsibility for the team and living up to that mantle left by Eden Hazard. Now, that's not me saying that he is our replacement for Eden Hazard. No one is. Hazard's his own player. But I'm talking about that talismanic role that's missing in the team since Eden Hazard's left the club. Like, if you replay the goals, you'd see that Christian was in opportunities where he could have passed the players instead. But no, he fully took responsibility because this is why Lampard has been challenging the player over these past few weeks. Like I said, I was never going to patronize Christian. I know he's a good player. He's showed glimpses of his great form and his great abilities, but it hasn't been consistent enough. Well, today, Christian showed us why, for me, Lampard was right. to challenge a player in this type of manner. And for me, it feels like maybe Frank Lampard could be that first coach that Pulisic has needed since Tuchel. You know, when you develop a player, it's not an easy, rosy path. There's going to be times where the player needs to persevere. He needs to fight. He needs to show determination and hunger. And that's something that Christian's done. Honestly, credit to him. I feel like this game tonight was the perfect culmination of all the hard work that Christian has been putting in this season. It paid off in a very, very big way. And I'm hoping now that we're all going to keep the faith and start trusting Frank Lampard. Now, that's enough of me praising Christian Pulisic. I want to speak briefly about Burnley. Now, Burnley did make this game difficult for us. They surprised me with how they pressed us. You know, they went man for man. They pressed us high. They looked to stop us from playing out from the back. And it kind of made sense. You know, Burnley did have that physical advantage against us. They had the strength. They had the power. And at times they used their strength and power in culmination with their very good experience to very good effects. Burnley were Burnley. Every single time they had a free kick or a corner, honestly, you guys, I was getting nervous because if they were a better team, I think they're getting more goals in today's game. And it really tells us some areas in which we need to improve upon to make sure that we become, you know, much more difficult for this type of team. Burnley were very direct. They played both their strikers up against our two defenders and they looked to play direct balls straight to them. Christian's first goal came at the perfect time because for me, it made Burnley feel like they had an opportunity to get something from the game, but because they thought that, it meant that we had more spaces in behind to play with. And it was no surprise why every single time we had a counter-attack, it looked like we could create something and it looks like we could get a goal from every single attack. During certain periods of the game, especially in the first half, I felt like we were playing with a lack of control. You know, at times I feel like this team is too excited with the ball. They're constantly thinking of making an attack instead of being patient, moving their opponents around and maintaining possession of the ball. At times when we don't do this, I feel like we give easy opportunities to our opponents. We give them free possession. And I think at this level, it's something that we'll definitely get better in. But right now, you know, it's not perfect. Pulisic was perfect, but I want to speak about some other players' performances, especially the low-key performances. Now, one low-key performance of the day definitely came from Tammy Abraham. You know, Tammy Abraham has proven to me that this guy is definitely good enough to play for a club of the standards. The way he led the line, the way he ran the channels, the way he, you know, won possession of the ball in the air, the way he played people in. You know, I understand why Frank Lampard took him off. Personally, I felt like if Tammy stayed on, he would have got a goal in this game. You know, with the space, with his play and, you know, his intensity in the game as well. And with guys like Tammy, I feel like when you sub them off sometimes, the team does lose that intensity. Giroud came on, but is he Tammy? Is Giroud going to run back in his own half to follow a marker? Is Giroud going to run the channels fast enough? Is Giroud going to show that same intensity in winning his tackles? I don't think so. Still though, I understand why Lampard did that because Lampard is proving to his squad that he believes and trusts in every single player. And if you say those types of things, then it means that you have to walk the walk. Two players that most definitely walked the walk today were Kurt Zouma and Kovacic. Now, you know what? Kovacic was very good today, and I'm going to overlook his final 5 minutes. I'm going to overlook that because when Burnley got their first goal, I blamed Kova because he was the guy that was carrying the ball in the final third. Hudson-Odoi made a run. It was a simple pass by Kova, but, you know, within the context of the game, I understand why he was getting a bit gassed. You know, Kova, I'd assume, wants to score a goal. You know, he's getting in these areas now as the game goes on. Against Burnley, where we completely outplayed them in the game today, I can see why he'd be a bit individualistic, but this is the thing. In the Premier League at this level, the moment you become complacent for 1 second, 2 seconds, whatever amount of time, you're most definitely going to get punished. And if Kova played the pass Hudson-Odoi, Burnley don't get that counter-attack and they don't get the goal. That was my only gripe with Kova, but honestly, you guys, I'm going to say it. Kovacic is the Luka Modric of the Premier League. I mean, what midfield player is like him? Oh my God, some of his skills today, that Cruyff turn I can't forget about. The way he effortlessly skips past his opponents. It's coming to a point now where when Kante returns back to the team, Should we be talking about Cover and Kante in that pivot together? There's a big possibility for that, you guys, because Cover really has been that good. I mentioned Kurt Zouma earlier. With Kurt Zouma today, every test that Burnley gave him, he came out on top. Every long ball, Kurt Zouma won that. He won so many balls, he covered so much space, made so many blocks. It was such an impressive performance from him. And alongside Tomori, these guys do look very good. With Tomori, I think I have to accept that due to his age, whenever he starts games, he's most likely going to make his mistakes during the start. But this guy really grows, and that world-class tackle he made, listen, all of us knew he was going to make that tackle. I don't think any of us was doubting that. I felt so confident. I was literally waiting for him to win the ball. That was it. Some of his passes out from the back as well. I mean, he really passes the ball with such nice weight. Oh, very good player. And you guys, to wrap up the match review, I want to speak briefly about Hudson-Odoi and Reece. Now, it was a surprise to see Reece come on. I wasn't expecting it. Maybe this tells us that he's definitely starting the game against Man United. I would think so. He comes on, and what's his first involvement in the game? He makes 2 blocks, and from then on, he just looks so composed. The way he was going forward, the way he moved the ball. I love how, unlike Aspie, if Reece doesn't have any passing options in front of him, he will carry that ball infield and move into the middle. And that's no surprise because Reece did play half the season for Wigan as a midfield player, so of course he has those instincts. But I love that he came on and he was ready to go. He looked very promising, he looked very good, and I'm hoping to see him play more. And of course, to end things with Hudson-Odoi, he came on, he looked confident, he tried to get past his man, he did the things that you want to see from Hudson-Odoi. Now, was it a dive? I don't think so. Was it a penalty? I also don't think it was. Sometimes these things happen in football. No one's the villain. It happens. It's a full body contact sport. Hudson-Odoi did not dive at all. I will not accept that from anyone. But it's the game and it is what it is. But still though, you guys, that's going to be me for today. This really does feel surreal that we're witnessing such fantastic football, young players performing so well, really just driving us forward. And honestly, I can't even think about the future because we're seeing these guys in the first year of their development playing for us. What's going to happen in the second year, the third year, the fourth year? Who knows? But with Frank as our manager, anything can happen. He gets the best out of his team. He gets the best out of his players. And this is why we're doing the things we're currently doing. You guys, it's been a great night today. Well done to Christian. And on that note, I'm going to wrap things up and keep things moving. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe. I'm Nimi FC. This is Blue Lion TV. See you guys in a bit.